What's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Fallout. Huh. Make sure my drink is handy. I've been waiting for this moment in particular, with regards to this thing, the big B101 Sky Vault, which was a fucking pain in the ass to build. Not even mainly now. I'm looking back in hindsight. It's been a while since I built it. Been playing the game for maybe 5-10 minutes now. I loaded the save. Save was at Abernathy Farm. Wandered over on foot just for the hell of it to Red Rocket and then over here. And just taking a reminiscent walk over yonder sky vault. And this thing took a hell of a while in the sense that, like, Mo from Trapped in Fallout, I told him in some comments, like, months before this thing came out, that the video of it came out, that I was building this. And now this is the caveat, this is the interesting thing. The difficulty in building it, the reason why it took so long, it wasn't that I didn't continue up the pace when I told him in a comment, oh, I just put in like 6 and then 12 hours and then several days a week where I was doing like 6-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts sometimes, fucking with this thing. I didn't keep that pace up for more than like a week or two. But like, part of it was, well, I'm not gonna lie, part of it is I do really enjoy Fallout, and it was just really scratching the itch at the time. I was listening to the InfoWars news a lot at the time. So those are like a 3-hour long broadcast, and I'm messing with this thing. And me, I like to respond to the goofy little settlements are getting attacked shit. So I'm getting diverted, but that's only a little bit. I'm just throwing that in there. What a real piece of the difficulty was, and this is a in and of itself double layered thing, is that on one level, yes, there is the jittery, glitchy building mechanics. We're just gonna go off adventuring randomly like Skyrim style while I go through the motions of this thought here. So this is like a double layered thing. The jitteriness and glitchiness of the build mechanics, building, didn't necessarily hinder me too much from building it, other than, the late night frustration, occasional yelling my ass off at it, and the occasional it crashing, right? But what it really was that took a lot of time, and I mentioned this in comments, just conversating with good old Trapped in Fallout about it. I had 2 big piles of resources that I had to get rid of. Oh, I didn't realize I still had this piece here. I can't remember if I still had something to wire up or do here. But I'm just gonna get rid of it now for the fuck of it. Yeah. Big B 101 Sky Vault. Yeah. I had two big piles of resources, we'll call it, to get rid of. One was like thousands of silver and gold. Probably like, I don't know how much. When I first, um, very early on in my playthrough of Fallout 4, I want to say, I ran into, I think it was Trapped in Fallout's video about the duplication glitch. See, I get a bit of lag as I'm crossing the river. Now, here's an interesting thing I'll point out here real quick. Notice this. The bridge. Oh, now this is interesting now. The bridge is fully rendered. Now, when I'm, like for instance, when I loaded in game, started at Abernathy Farm, walked over to Red Rocket on foot, walking over here on foot, come to the bridge is blurry. Maybe if you have a really large setup in Sanctuary Hills, you've experienced this yourself. But the bridge is fucking blurry, yet the water isn't fucked up in any way. Like, is the water a separate, like, separately rendered, you know, thing that is snaking through, you know, the environment here? Like, a lot of times you'll see there's fucking water for no reason under maps, and I question why that is. I've asked people, and they're like, I don't know, can't think of any logical reason why that would be there. But so a lot of times when it's doing this lag here, I will, instead of going on the bridge, because I like to look down, because I'm like PTSD'd with this fucking thing after building it. You know, just because the amount of times fucking probably, I don't know, once or twice a day until I realized, hey, turn the graphics booster off. It was real bad. This shit would crash all. Let me not leave the fucking screen on a dead dog carcass while I discuss this here. But it was real bad until I realized to turn the graphics booster off. And the jitteriness seems to fucking stick around here at the border, at this river. I don't know. Maybe it's because the river is fucking, you know, the river is prioritized, and so it just eats up a lot of power while it, like, usually when I'm coming over here, I'll just hop in the river and look down, because I'm trying to, you know, I'm not trying to press the console too much, you know, I'm being a nice guy here, okay, to my game. I'm like, look, game, I understand. I'm asking a lot. I'll look down. You don't have to render all this. Get your shit together, and we'll, you know, as you can see, it's fine. But anyway, I had two big piles. Look at that. Spent so long fucking around, I used my whole fusion core. Fuck around and fusion out. But I had two big piles of resources that, oh, this is insufferable. Two big piles of resources that I wanted to get rid of when I was building this. Simply for the fact that I didn't have confidence in the system that I could have sitting there in boxes fucking, you know, thousands of gold and silver ingots, and probably had like a couple thousand fucking stim packs too. And the gold and silver ingots were from the duplication glitch. When I first found out about that, I just went mad with gold and silver ingots, because honestly I wanted to fuck the economy up. I wanted to see, like, you know, I wanted to have plenty of money to build shit. And I also wanted to just see what would happen long term. And so I eventually, when I got around to the idea of building this behemoth, I was like, well, I should get rid of this. And now I had this fucking pointless ass mod that was like the world ender weapon that shot, you know, multiple nukes, mortar style. It was fucking useless. Most of the time you killed yourself with it. And, you know, it didn't even get rid of Preston, so. Huh. And so, but when I downloaded it, it put in a box in Sanctuary Hills, like, I don't know, thousands of fucking mini nukes, too, came along with it. Like, just way too many. And I still have, I don't know, hundreds of them left. And I just use them as money. But I was like, I can't have all this shit sitting in fucking boxes here. And now, so interestingly, weirdly enough, when all my mods, and I deleted that World Ender weapon mod, when the like this PS4 updated and all my mods got fucked up and deleted, still these mini nukes, they only exist because fucking I downloaded this mod. And no matter what I do, I can't get rid of the fucking things. And I'm like, huh. So my only choice is to, like, use them or sell them. And, you know, fucking using them would take absolutely forever. And I don't know. I don't trust. I'm not gonna give them away to settlers. That's just a bad idea. You know, man, I actually should give some of them away to settlers. See what happens. Take that. Roll those dice. Roll those nuclear dice. But, and damn, it took the longest fucking time. Must have been like a week or two where it was just like every day I'd put on a podcast or something. And for like 2 or 3 hours, just be like, you know, fucking around here and there, selling ingots and nukes, little side missions, nukes and ingots, until I finally got rid of all the fucking shits, and I was like, alright, now that I don't have literally, like, thousands and thousands of items, basically, in my base's fucking boxes, in the boxes in my base, bitch, I'm like, oh my gosh, must have been like a week or two. It was just a grind of getting rid of these. So funny, oh my gosh, this money, I can't spend it. But like these nukes, still got probably 800 of these fuckers. You know, and it's funny too because like, I've burned through all that shit too. Building that and other little projects out there. You know, I'm not here with an abundance of stuff. I give away a lot of shit too, so that dudes like this guy will easily fuck the shit out of things like this thing. The Provisioner. It's probably got a hardened sniper rifle. Or something. Who is this guy? One of mine. You see him? I arm my guys good. No mod, no nothing, just fucking, you know. Oh, your settlers are no help. Your Minutemen are no help. Well, no, your settlers and Minutemen are no help. You know, my provisioners are all over the fucking place. Like, that's the way I'm thinking about this game. Is like, I don't know. But anyway, point is with, all of this in the story. Still fighting this thing, huh? 45 combat rifle. Defend me. Your general is being attacked by some sort of a nasty insect. The fuck? Where'd that come from? Follow this dude. So, you know, that just, it made it feel like, to me, like, wow, I've told this dude and friends and fucking... I didn't really post about it on the fucking group, but you know, I'm like, fuck, I feel like I'm taking way too long to make this fucking base because of all this shit. Because I don't have the confidence in the stability of the game that fucking I can have all this materials here and not have the fucking thing crash every every few hours. You know, at its worst, it wasn't that bad in comparison now that I've played Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, I'm lucky if I can get 45 minutes in. 45 minutes, an hour, an hour and it crashes, and I'm like, yeah, that was a good hour of Cyberpunk that I played. 45 minutes, I get pissed off. I'm like, no, fuck you, and I reset the thing. Fucking until I get at least an hour. I've given up actually though. I think I've given up on it. I'm gonna like take that fucker back to GameStop and just be like, yo, you gotta do something about this. this travesty in a box that you've given me. But like the other, because I don't know, maybe a few days ago I was like, oh, I'm in the mood to try this Cyberpunk out a bit, and fucking played it for dead ass like 10-15 minutes, and it crashed. Like I got my gear out the little closet thing, got in my car, drove like, you know, 50 feet down the street, and then the shit crashed. So I was like, I didn't even bother trying to reset it. I was like, oh, apparently this was a stupid idea. I don't know what I was thinking. Let me put Red Dead Redemption 2 back in. Which brings, you know, that just unfolded naturally. How convenient. That brings me to another thing is that, damn, you know, I gotta come clean on this. Fucking admit this to yourself. Like Red Dead, you know, I'm just wicked surprised. Red Dead Redemption 2, man, has hit me like a game hasn't hit me since I can't remember. Fallout 4 here is good, but Red Dead Redemption 2, I just can't believe the amount of time I've put into it already. And, you know, I can tell that I've only just begun. But within the past short couple of weeks, maybe, that I've really been diving into it, I'm just like, wow. And I think it was Angry Joe said, because I was watching some of his videos about Cyberpunk, he was like, you know, the people that say Cyberpunk doesn't have any glitches in it, they're just in this kind of a mental illusion thing where they see the glitches, but it doesn't fucking, you know, they're having a good time and they don't want it to register, so it doesn't register. It's not that it doesn't register, but they don't want it to register, so then it doesn't register. You see what I'm saying? But, I don't know, maybe a day or two ago, I was playing Red Dead Redemption 3, and I was like, 2, and I was like, I was playing it, and a couple of little glitches happened. Some little tiny animation fuck-ups here and there that were just noticeable enough for me to notice, and like me jumping into a back of a cart and then flying up in the air and landing on a rooftop. So, but I totally have, like, you know what I mean? It's been such an experience. You know, such a smooth experience for how rich of an experience it is. That I'm like, wow. They need to fucking throw their hat in the arena, in the ring, when it comes to making a futuristic, you know, getting into the genre. I want to see Rockstar take something like Deus Ex, and Cyberpunk. Like, I want their take on it. I want to see Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, but it's Deus Ex, Cyberpunk, you know. I want the full gambit. We've got Red Dead Redemption 2 now representing the Western past era, you know, and the previous ones. GTA, modern times. We need a fucking